Hello, so this is my Monday forecast. So let's get started with the euro and the US dollar. Currently what I'm seeing here is that we were stuck in this larger range. So we got this impulse, huge wick, then we ranged around, got the push to the upside, got some momentum but then retraced immediately, and then we went back into this larger range. So here is that larger range that I was talking about, and currently at this point I wanted to see a nice big impulse to the downside or to the upside, and actually we got a nice big impulse to the downside. So currently I am looking to enter on a short trade because I'm seeing momentum right here, and this is a very nice strong impulse. So we got this impulse, and then we got this wick right here. So I would like to see more of a range at this point. Just a second. So I would like to see more of a range in this area, and then I would look to enter on a bump trade. So break of the high and the retrace, then enter on a first bearish candle. But if we do get this, so large retrace straight to the upside, this to me is signaling a V reversal, and I would definitely stay out of this because we can then just get a range right here and continue with the second leg of the V reversal, so continue to the upside. And what I also would not like to see is a straight bump from here, so that we just get a small pullback, then we break the high and the retrace, because to me with this wick I want to see more of a range, so I want to see some better price action. And I also need to keep in mind that we are in this larger range, so maybe the possibility is that we just get a setup from here and then we retrace straight away and then just continue ranging between the low and the high. That is a possibility. What I would really like to see is that we actually push to a downside from here, get a nice big candle, nice big impulse to downside, then I would look to enter on a bullet short trade. Or I would like to see a nice big impulse, and then I would look for a bump trade to the downside. What can happen, we can get a descending from this point, and if we do get that, I'll look for an impulse to the upside, look for a trade. Or we can get a nice big ascending structure that breaks the high, then I would look for an impulse to the downside, look for a trade. Or as I said, we can get just a V reversal, then I will look for a small range and the continuation of the second leg. But currently the euro is trending to a downside, and I am seeing this large momentum to downside, so I want to enter on a continuation pattern. But I need to see really clean and good price action because we are stuck in this larger range, so I need to be more alert and enter a really high probability trade. Let's move on to the euro and the Japanese yen. So what we also had this range right here, then we got a big push to the upside. Then at the top what we had this ascending structure right here, so we broke the high, retraced, broke the high, retraced. Then we got a descending from here, so we went from an ascending structure into actually a descending structure right here. And after the descending structure we got a nice big push to the downside, so really showing us some nice momentum. And I know that with the euro pairs that is a possibility that we get a nice descending and then a nice momentum impulse to the downside. But what is really important is that I look at what happens after the impulse, and after the impulse we got large double wicks. So to me this is signaling actually a larger range. So in order to enter a trade I would like to see a nice range right here, no momentum shift, and then a candle that breaks the high, and then a bearish candle to enter a trade. So a candle that breaks this high actually. But if we get a momentum shift from this point, then I would definitely stay out, because I know that we can just get this ascending structure, then continue to the upside, or that we can just stay ranging. I know that with the euro and the Japanese yen, when we get a large wick or large double wicks and the momentum shift in the first part of the pullback, then it is highly likely that we will move actually to the upside. so I don't want to be looking for any short trades. Also, I would also not enter this bullet short right here, because I also am seeing this as a momentum shift and also a potential opportunity for the price actually to push further to the upside. What I would really like to see is a nice big impulse to the downside, then look for a bullet short trade, because then this is a really established trend and I know that this setup is very high probability. Or what I would also like to see is a nice big impulse, then look for a bomb trade. This would also be very high probability because we now have a really established trend. And what I need to keep in mind is that we are currently not really trending. We are just having this really nice impulse. So I need to be more alert when entering trades. What can happen, we can get just a descending from here. So a descending structure, push to the upside, look for a trade. Or also what can happen, we can get a nice clean ascending structure. And if we get a nice clean ascending, I'll look for an impulse to the downside, then look to enter on a short trade. And also I forgot to mention on the euro, if we do get this ascending structure, this slow ascending structure, I will consider taking a bullet short trade from this point right here, but I need to see some really clean price action, so we will see what happens. So yeah, that's it for the euro US dollar and euro Japanese yen. Both of them are trending to downside currently for me. And now let's take a look at the Aussie pairs. So the Aussie and the US dollar is also having a really big impulse to the downside. We were stuck in this flat range right here and there was actually no direction, but then we broke the low with huge momentum, got this really large candle and got almost no wick. So I am looking for a trade right here, so a bump trade. If we get a pullback, then we break the high and retrace, I'll enter on a bearish candle. If we do get a V reversal, I will definitely stay out of the trade because that doesn't actually fit my plan. If we do get sort of a larger bomb, I will also stay out, because for the Aussie, the bombs that retrace more than half of the impulse, they don't work out for me, so I don't want to be taking those bombs. So I want this bomb trade actually to be small. Also, what can happen, we can get an ascending structure to the bullet level, so right here. Then I would also consider taking a bullet short, but the price action needs to be right for me. Also, what I would really like to see, a push to the downside, then a bullet short trade, because this is very, very high probability. What can also happen, we can get a nice big push to the downside. I will also look for a bump trade to the downside. Now this is giving me a really big established trend and really showing me that the price wants to go down. Also, we can get a descending from here. Then I would look for a push to the upside, look for a long trade. Or we know that we can also get an ascending structure that breaks the high. Then we get a push to the downside. I would also look for a short trade. So yeah, currently the Aussie and the US dollar, in my opinion, is trending to the downside. I'm seeing this large momentum, almost no wick at the end of the impulse. So this is really high probability to enter short for me. And I'm definitely looking for trades. Now, so for the last pair, the Aussie and the Japanese yen. Very similar story to the prior pair. We had this flat range, so not really showing us any direction, just ranging inside this flat channel. Then we broke the low, retraced with a large wick. Then we broke the low, got huge momentum. So this is also showing me massive strength. And at the end of the impulse, we got almost no wick, so this is also a very good sign. And if we do get a nice clean bomb trade, I'll definitely enter short. But if we get a V reversal, I will stay out, because I know that after a V reversal we can get to this range. Then we continue in the second leg, so this is the second leg, and then we continue just to the upside in the way of the second leg. Also, I would consider taking this ascending bullet, so ascending price action to the bullet level, also to enter on a short trade, but the price action really needs to be right. And what can happen, we can get a nice big push to the downside. I would look to enter on a bullet short trade, or we can get a large impulse from here, nice bump. Also look to enter on a short trade. What can also happen is we can get a descending, look for an impulse to the upside, look for a long trade, or we can also get an ascending structure from here, impulse to the downside, look for a short trade. So yeah, currently this pair is trending down, and it is very high probability that we will continue. If we do get an entry, I'll definitely look to enter it because we got large impulse and almost no wick. Same for the Aussie and US dollar, so really huge impulse, almost no wick. And to me both of these setups look really good, so I'm definitely looking for trades. And yeah, so that is it for the forecast, and I will see you in the Tuesday forecast.